Good evening, John Augustine here. I hope we find you well in this chilly kind of a dark day. Now, uh, I got the news last Saturday that this lovely lady, and there's a little picture of her little card was in the church there this morning at 11 o'clock Mass for the happy repose, Requiem Mass, for the happy repose of her soul. Look at the lovely smile. And what's this? She says a lovely little thing. Uh, I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when I'm done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. That's what she was like. She was joyful. Oh. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun. Oh, happy memories that I leave when life is done. What a lovely, there she is. Did you ever see such a smile? She was as jolly and as helpful and as good as I ever come across, and was through my friend Eamon. And a couple of Christmases, a friend now with my friend Eamon and his family in Palmerstown now. He's a widower, same as I am, and but his daughter and boy, they used to make the dinner, and it was a very happy affair. Jollity all round, and a few songs. I didn't have to be asked twice. So that was boy. So that's the lovely memories. And I was at the in the funeral parlour, McElroy's in Monastery Road, Clondalkin. There was a monastery there, and I could see the spire. Of course, they were all destroyed by the British. They were absolutely dreadful people. What the destruction they inflicted on this country with the starvation of millions. And we won't go into that, but boy. So I was at it was between 5 and 7, and my friend's daughter, Roisin, called me in the hotel they were staying in Lucan Spa, and drove me to it about 6 o'clock because they were called there earlier before it was open to the public. And so I was able to, I'd have my own holy water in my pocket, and I didn't see any in around about, so I was able to take up my holy water and bless her for it, and say, "Now, Father, Hail Mary, go to you, Father," quietly. And there was people, plenty of people there, but they weren't family; they were friends, because I thought they might have been family, so I was talking to them, so they weren't. So he sent me prayers for Vi, for the happy repose of her soul. And I was glad to see her. She just looked the same as usual, to my way of thinking. And then there was the Mass this morning, and shed a tear. Yeah, and he did. I see one Roisin's good friend, Breda. She was shedding tears as she was coming down to church. When you see that, there's a heart there, Breda. Yeah, I shed a tear myself when I heard the news from him last Friday. I did. But at the end of the day, it's prayers, and that you pray for the peace in our mother's heart and in our sisters and brothers, and our little son, Damien, 9 years of age. And I noticed Vi's sister, I think, a very good, she had a Ramon Roisin was there, she did a reading there at the Mass, and her brother Stephen did a little humorous talk about at the end of the Mass before we got the blessing. Well, no, did we get the blessing? But there was the priest was blessing around the coffin, and then the the monster, the ashes, and they were doing that around it as well. So it was a very good, and there was a lovely organ player there, and they were in the front, and the lady was a soprano, and she's not as young as, but her voice was lovely. It was very uplifting, and I got a chance then to talk because I didn't see any holy water when I was in the funeral home, McElroy's. So I was going to ring them, but Rosie, oh, don't. But I met the lad for the. So you must have, yeah. She said, so yeah, I didn't see any holy water there. Look, I had some myself. Oh no, he said we always have holy water. I would have said that I didn't see it. You might have had it in some spot that it wasn't just visible to me. But I had my own holy water, so I was able to bless her and say my little prayers to your Father, Hail Mary, God be the Father, which is good. And I was glad I was able to do that. I'd always like to do that. And but so I had my own holy water just in case. You see, to do things different in Dublin as far as I see. Yeah. So there was a great crowd at the Mass and the cars because I couldn't get parking with the hope you had to park sort of in the big car park. So I met a parish priest and I put up a couple of notices on my own Christian TV on leaflets, and I spoke to the parish priest because I had to use the toilet. There was one or two using it, but not to worry, I got using it. So then I spoke to he's an older man, and then there's a younger priest who's, I think, of Indian or some other country. And I gave him a card and I gave him a leaflet. I told him to put a couple up on the notice board, the two notice boards, but lucky enough they're not locked like you go to some places. So a lady then, the Saxon, I think, or she said to have relics. I said I'm a great follower of Saint Maria Faustina. She's often called just Saint Faustina, but Maria was her first name, and I always like to use the first name. So she showed me two first class relics of Saint Maria Faustina. And I took a picture with my phone. And then there was one first class relic for St. John Paul II, the Pope. He was one Pope that I loved and thought was very good. And so we took a photograph of that. And then there was another one, a priest, and some other. So I took a photograph of that. So I intend to be visiting that church because I'm very fond of the Chaplet of Mercy. I say it every day. And when I had a book about Saint Maria Faustina, I was reading it on my live videos every day, and I finished it. But I have it there now, and I might do it again when I'm doing my prayers that I do in the morning. So that's the day, the way it was. And in any event, it's funny enough because I wasn't one of the main mourners, if you like. My friend Damon, because his son had, was with a boy, but then he just had a little problem, and so he wasn't available for a bit. And anyway, that's another story, so we won't go into that. But the little son is called Damien, and they were very good to him. I know it were maybe by his sister or something, and they were very kind to him. So if he's going to be with them, he'll be well looked after. They have that what I call heart of gold, and you can see it when it's necessary and when it's needed. I'd have another little son as well, so he'd have a little companion. So isn't it? Things can work out because he was on his own, and I think when you're growing up, you like to have just some other ones. And I was fortunate that I had two brothers, but one died when he was young, and the other lad died when he was 50. So they were taking me for their time. My sister is still on the go. She's a good age, but she has this arthritis in her back. So there you are. So that's the day. And we said prayers, and I've done my little duty there, I think, and mention her. And so if you're in the position to say a prayer for the happy report of her soul. She was a lovely person, and I just had the good fortune to know her, and got on very well. She showed me, she's a lovely smile. Look at that for a smile. Lit up a room. She looked like my late wife Julie. She lit up a room. She had a beautiful smile. I like that, you know. So bye now, and we'll do some evening prayer to our Blessed Mother after this.